Good morning, everyone. This is Tim Wilmot speaking from Wizard Systems. Thanks for joining me today for this presentation to show you the capabilities of Workbooks CRM, what areas of your business it can address, and how my company, Wizard Systems, can help you with any CRM project you're contemplating there. Now, this presentation will last approximately 30 minutes or so. So this is just a basic session. Everyone uses CRM in different ways. Everyone's got different requirements, and I wouldn't have enough time this morning to go over all of the capabilities of Workbooks. It's quite extensive. So after this session, if you want to explore Workbooks in more detail, we'd love to organize more of a one-to-one session with you and your colleagues so we can discuss your specific needs there. Now, also on the call today, we've got some people that are already trialing Workbooks. Of course, there's a free trial of Workbooks, so those people will be familiar with the interface and some of the basics. And we've got some people on the call that have never seen it at all, so excuse me if I'm going over some old information you may already know about Workbooks. I need to go at the speed of the slowest person, so to speak. As you might have gathered, the audio part of this presentation is one way only. Don't worry about any background noises your way. If you've got any questions, please type those into the question box on your meeting control panel, which you should see lurking in the top right corner of your screen somewhere, and I'll try and do my best to cover those towards the end of the session. This session is also being recorded. After the presentation, you should get an email with a link to the recording, and you could share that, of course, with your colleagues. Okay, so let's get started then. Just a little short mention about ourselves, Wizard Systems. My company, we're a CRM specialist. We're a Workbooks reseller. So Workbooks is the product. Workbooks is the company that have developed Workbooks, and we've worked with them for a number of years, but we've been supplying Workbooks, CRM systems in general, for over a couple of decades now. And with Workbooks, you subscribe to the system, and we do have clients that implement the systems themselves and teach themselves how to use it, and they do a good job. But we're here to assist you at any stage of the process. So any service you want, if you want help in getting the system set up, transferring data from an old system or Microsoft Excel into Workbooks or some other aspect of the setup, training, we can do training at your place. You can come to us. We're based just north of Bristol, but we can cover, we travel all over the UK. So wherever you are, we can train you, and also we can do it online, similar to today's call, but in a lot more interactive way. We can do training online, and lastly, all the ongoing support as well. So we've got a nice, friendly, responsive help desk here. So any ad hoc support queries you've got, call us. We'll get you out of that issue or query as best we can. So, what are you looking to achieve with a CRM system? Everyone's got a different agenda, issues they're looking to solve, objectives they want to achieve. Maybe you're looking for better reporting, better management of your sales team, better marketing, improving customer service, improving response times, or combination of all of those. So that's really what we want to try and get to in any further follow-up with yourselves, is what are the key things we need to concentrate on, and how will you measure the effectiveness of your investment in Workbooks? What ROI are you looking for? So what is Workbooks? So it is a central system, a ready-made system, easy to use, very affordable, central system to manage all of your contact information, your leads, your prospects, your customers, your suppliers, and tracking your interactions with those people as well. So it's a great way of sharing information amongst a team of people. There's some marketing tools in there to make you more proactive and targeted with your communications. Unusually for a CRM system, you don't often find this, but with Workbooks we can create sales quotes, and there's also an option for creating orders and invoices. So not many CRM systems do this, and I'll take you through that in more detail. So if you have a need for doing sales quotes and orders, invoices, all integrated potentially with workbooks. We can manage customer service. Do you have a customer care team or engineers or technicians or a help desk? They too could use workbooks. Workbooks, as well as it being a personal productivity tool, it's a great management tool, so it can help you make better decisions, control the business more effectively. And it's been around some time. There's a bit of an old slide now. There's well over 12,000 companies using workbooks, all sorts of companies. We've got sole traders using workbooks, and some installations of many hundreds of users. So it's very scalable. It can grow as your business grows. And it's a UK system. We're often asked, where is my data? Well, it's a 100% cloud solution. There's nothing to install. You don't need to worry about backups or upgrades. All the data is in the UK. Very, very secure. It's got the G-Cloud rating, so it's approved of by central and local government. We actually have some local government and central government organizations using workbooks. And believe me, they wouldn't use workbooks if there was any issue or doubt or concern over security and reliability. Right, so in a little bit more detail, it's a great way of managing in this central place all of your contacts. So you've got a ready-made database with workbooks to store information about the people you deal with. It's very customizable, so shortly when I show you the system, those screens you can change, you can add fields, you can take fields away, no programming required. It's so easy to do. You can also deploy different security levels as well. So if you want to prevent some people deleting information, or if somebody shouldn't see some information belonging to a colleague, you can do that as well. You can be quite clever with the different access levels there. Of course, you're also using workbooks to manage your daily activities. So reminders of phone calls, tasks, meetings, they're all stored in the system, and you're building up a wonderful client history then, which can be tremendously important from a customer service point of view to know with a client, to know exactly what has happened with that customer, who did what to who and when and why, and a great way of managing all those activities in one central place. So it's managing your working day. When you come into the office in the morning, there's a task list that you have to follow. You can prioritize those tasks. You can delegate tasks to other users. You're working more efficiently and more effectively as a team. Now we've got email integration built in. We can interface with any email system. So if emails are a key part of the way you communicate with your customers, no problem. They can be copied into the customer's record in workbooks. We also have a very nice integration with Outlook. So if any of you are using Outlook, this is an option to workbooks, so it's separately priced. I'll come on to pricing towards the end. So there's a nice Outlook integration to share emails. So as you send and receive emails, they can be copied together with the attachments into the client's record for you. And this Outlook integration also allows you to share your activities, your calendar, your tasks, and your contacts in a bi-directional way with Outlook. So if you put a meeting into the diary, the calendar in workbooks, that pops up in Outlook and vice versa. You only need to type in stuff once. And we also include mobile access with workbooks as well. So if you're working on a smartphone or a tablet, you get a slightly different URL to log in via, but your screen will be simpler because obviously you're working with a smaller screen size, but a simple real-time access to your workbooks information. Many of our clients are using email marketing now. So you may be using email marketing as a way of attracting new business or keeping in touch with existing clients. Well, that too is a key part of workbooks. But before you do any marketing, you've got easy ways of uploading new records to Workbooks, you can export any information that you see in Workbooks in a number of different formats. So if you do need to get data out and pass on to someone else or some other application, that's very easily done with Workbooks. Do you get any inquiries from your website? Do you have maybe on your Contact Us page on your website, do you have a form there? Well, that form can be integrated with Workbooks. Again, very easily done. All the HTML forms are built into Workbooks to allow you to do that. So as someone fills in their details on your website and they hit submit, that comes into Workbooks automatically, and it could alert you with an email to say that you got an incoming lead. So a nice way of making sure that you record all of your incoming inquiries and they're responded to and nothing gets forgotten about. Now, before doing any marketing exercise, you've got easy ways of building a list, building a group of people that have something in common. And then we integrate free of charge. This is part of the Workbook subscription. We integrate with 3 very well-known email marketing systems, and you may have heard of some or all of these. MailChimp is the main one, but we also link with Constant Contact and .mailer. So the list is created in Workbooks. That list is uploaded to, say, MailChimp. MailChimp, as you may know, that allows you to create a nice-looking HTML email, a nice professional-looking email that you send to your customers. It will send out the email as well, so nothing goes through your server. And importantly, back into Workbooks comes automatically information on the responses to those emails. So you can see against a client's record, you can see the emails, the marketing emails they were sent, the emails they opened, any links in the email they clicked on, and also seeing bounce back and opt-out information all live in your Workbook system. So a nice two-way link there with common email platforms. Now, this is the bit that many other systems don't do, sales quotations. If this isn't relevant for any reason, if you don't want to do sales quotes in Workbooks, it doesn't matter. You can just disable this from people's screens so it doesn't confuse you. But a nice simple way of creating a quote, managing the whole quote process from start to finish. We can store in QuoteWorks your price list. So if you get from suppliers or you maintain yourselves, say, an Excel spreadsheet of products, part numbers, descriptions, cost price, selling price, that can be uploaded into Workbooks so you can start quoting on those products. You can also type into a quote ad hoc products as well. It doesn't have to be in a price list as such. You can also define your quote layout, so you can customize one or many different quote layouts in the system. These are stored, they're saved in a PDF format, and you can email these directly from the Workbook system. So when you've created your quote and you save the quote, just a couple of clicks will allow you to then email that quote to the client in a secure PDF format. This whole quotation thing is integrated with the opportunity tracking capability of Workbooks. And even if you don't do quotes through Workbooks, you've got a simple way via the opportunity system in Workbooks to track a summary of this sales inquiry, this potential revenue. So you can store in the opportunity a separate screen that's displayed in Workbooks, all the information about the sale, a description of the sale, the value of the sale, when is the order likely to come in, what's the probability, where did the inquiry come from, and we can report on all of this, we can search on all of this. So a nice way of tracking those up and coming sales opportunities to build up your sales pipeline. And there are options for creating orders and invoices directly from that quote. Now there's 2 different versions, 2 different editions of Workbooks. When you sign up for Workbooks proper, you've got a choice of CRM edition or business edition. CRM Edition allows you to do everything I've described so far, including the ability to create sales quotes. Business Edition allows you to then create a sales order, an invoice, credit note, supplier purchase orders, and also record basic receipts from the basic payment receipts from the customer. It's not an accounting system, say like Sage or QuickBooks might be, but if you've got some very simple, very straightforward order processing requirements, you could do all that in Workbooks, make things really simple for you. And many of our customers do a lot of their order processing in Workbooks because it's just an easy way of having it all in one application, all there for you. So that's in there as a choice between those different editions. And also you can mix and match those two editions as well. So let's say you're 5 users in total. You could have 3 people on the cheaper CRM edition and 2 people on the business edition. So you can mix and match those two as well. Quick mention about customer service if this is relevant to you. So another dimension to Workbooks to track a customer service call, as they call it a case or a ticket, and a separate screen where you can log all the information about the customer complaint or problem or issue. You can apply deadlines to these issues. Of course, over time you're building up a wonderful history of these issues, so you can spot trends and how many calls are we getting on product X, and how many calls are we getting relating to this type of issue, or how many calls does Fred handle. So Workbooks can give you answers to these questions, and you can then build up a sort of knowledge base, if you like, by tracking all of these issues. Last slide now before we dive into the demo. So putting your manager's hat on. With Workbooks, we've got a great way of managing all of these activity levels. So finding out how many leads are coming in, how many calls we're doing, how many appointments have we got. Of course, as I mentioned already, with the opportunity tracking, how many potential sales have we got coming up? What orders are we going to get in February? What business did we win in December? So we can find out all of that information very easily. There's a report writer in Workbooks, and there's approximately 50 or so reports ready-made to get you going, and you can change those reports. You can create your own reports as well. And there's nice dashboards as well in the system, complementary dashboards to essentially look at KPI type information. So real-time information as regards your leads, your activities, your sales pipeline, support issues, and so on. Okay, so hopefully all of that is making sense to you. Let me take you into Workbooks proper then, and just have a brief navigation around the system so that you're familiar with what things look like and what sort of information Workbooks can give you. So Workbooks will work with any browser. I've just logged on to Workbooks with my email address and my password, and I'm working this morning in Chrome. But you should see straight away it looks familiar. It looks like your Windows desktop. Do you see, with the Start button down in the bottom left-hand corner? And just to the right of that, there's a Google-like search box, so you can type in there any word or phrase and it will find it for you in the system. So from that Start button and the Start menu here, here's all of the elements of a proper CRM solution. With right at the top there, or towards the top, people and organizations. They're the main building blocks of any CRM system. The contacts you deal with every day, they may work in companies or organizations. The activities that you have to do today, the emails that you're working on, sales that you've got on the go, looking at all of your opportunities or the quotes outstanding there. Easy ways of jumping to all of that information. Let's first of all start with people. Good place to start. So I've selected people there, and up pops a pretty typical display in Workbooks, a window here, which can be minimized and maximized and moved around. But a window displaying a summary row by row of all of the people in my database. You can define what columns you see here as you browse through your records. Also, on the left-hand side of this window, there's a little section here called Views. These are lists. These are groups of people that have something in common. Maybe I want to work regularly with a bunch of customers in Reading. I want to see a list of all of my customers in Reading. So I can click here and instantly up comes a display of all of my clients in Reading. Do you see? And that was the simple little filter. You've got this little filter box at the top there. That's the simple little filter that created that list. Very, very easy. So, jumping around all those different contacts there. Let me dive into a client's record in a little bit more detail here, show you what we can track about a contact. So Alan here. I've clicked on Alan's record and up pops now a window showing me all of Alan's information, and this window has got some tabs running across the top there, and we can see a lot more detailed information on those tabs. But initially on this main tab, this is the key information about Alan, and this is an example of what Workbooks gives you. You can remove these fields if they're not relevant to you. You can create your own fields as well. So in an earlier demonstration I created a little hobbies field. Maybe you want to track what interests this person has, or product interests, or what products they've got right now. That's a simple way of storing that information. We can search on any of this as well, by the way. So if the information's in Workbooks, we can search on it. So that main screen, all the main information about this person. Then running across the top there, we can click on one of those tabs. We can see, for example, here the 56 activities that we've done, we've recorded with Alan, and we can create new reminders to maybe phone Alan or do something with Alan, or maybe we're arranging a meeting with Alan. We can record that there. We can delegate activities to other people. These activities can be shared with Outlook as well, if you've got the Outlook integration. And emails, next tab along. So any emails I've sent or received from Workbooks via Outlook or Gmail or Apple, whatever email system you're using there, here they all are, and you can see those emails just as if you were in Outlook. It's a nice, easy way of seeing all those emails, and your colleagues' emails as well. Now, who does Alan work for? He may work for a company, may be on his own. But here we can see he's actually associated with a couple of companies here. But his employer, his main company, is Atlantic. So if I click on Atlantic, there we are. This is now a record of a company, an organization. And just like the screen we had with Alan, we can customize this screen, take fields away, add fields to it. So easily done, no programming required. But in a similar way with Alan, there's those tabs running across the top there. All the activities we've had with this company, the emails again. Oh, and who else do we know at this company? Well, there's 4 people there. Well, there's Alan, and there's the 3 other people there. We can dive into their records and browse around them. So what inquiries have we had with this company, or what inquiries have we got on the go right now? Well, they're called opportunities. We've got 12 of those, and there they are there, row by row, all of those different opportunities, and we can dive into any of these opportunities here and have a little drill down to see more information about this opportunity. So this is a screen now of the sales inquiry, of the job, of the project, of the opportunity. This too can be customized. This is just an example of some information that Workbooks can track for you, but we've got a description of the opportunity. We've got the date, when we're hoping to get the order by. Maybe you want to track where are you in the sequence of events with this client. What stage are you at in the inquiry? Is it early days? Or maybe you're expecting an order. This is just an example of a little drop-down list here, a pick list, but you can change this terminology if you want to. What's the probability of the sale? What's the value of the sale? And you can, if you want to, then actually record all of the individual elements that build up this opportunity. Do you see down here in the bottom half of my screen, we can add items to that list of products and services we're supplying. And from here, this is one way of then creating a quotation or order or invoice. And there's also a way of tracking customer contracts in Workbooks. So do you have contracts in your business? Do you have annual contracts where you're supporting a client? We too can track that in Workbooks with all of the items that you're supporting against that contract. So easy to do these quotes. These quotes, anywhere in Workbooks where you see a tab called Transactions, that's where you see quotes or possibly orders, invoices and contracts. So these are all of the quotes that we've done against this opportunity. And we can click into one of these quotes and see more information about that quote there. So great and easy way of creating any financial transactions in the system. If I pop back to the client's record, if I just show you cases here, so this is a great way of managing any support activity here, and these are some that I've created previously. So we've got 7 cases on the go with this customer, and I can click into one of these and now display more information about this case. This screen too can be customized. Get it to display the information you want to know about this service issue. But like our previous screens running across the top there, we've got those tabs so we can see, for example here, in this case, all of the 4 activities relating to this service issue and other related information there as well. So an easy way of storing that particular case against that customer. Let me just, there's a handy little button down here to close all those windows instantly, clear up my desktop there. So if you want to see all of the companies in your database, you can go to organizations here, and there they all are in some kind of sequence. You can define what columns you see. You can put these companies into different lists. Very easy to see all of those clients on one screen. Your activities. So you come into the office in the morning, think, well, what have I got to do today? Who have I got to call back? What projects have I got to chase? What quotes are outstanding I've got to chase? Well, here's all of your activities, and they're going to stay here until you've done them. And when you've done them, they've gone into the history of the client's record. And you can also see these activities in different lists. So if you want to see all of your high priority phone calls, for example, or if you've got a colleague called Luke and you just want to see Luke's outstanding phone calls, then you can create lists for those. Very easily done. If you want to see all of your outstanding sales, well, from that start menu up to sales and then over to opportunities here. There we are on one screen, all of the jobs up and coming, and we can sort that list by value, by probability, by stage, by close date, and we can put things into different lists as well. Just to quickly run off here, so we've got marketing and campaigns. This is where we link to one of those 3, remember one of those 3 email marketing systems, so campaigns here. Here's all the campaigns on the go, so newsletters we're doing, promotions we're running, invitations to events, they're all defined there, and you can click into one of those campaigns, for example. And in one central place, see everything that's going on about this campaign. A very important tab on this window here is called members. Do you see? And it says 10. So these are the 10 people on this particular campaign. So we can see at a glance a summary of what's going on with this campaign and the responses coming back from MailChimp of what they've done with when they receive those emails. From that start button, going back to the start menu again, reporting. Here's the report writer, and as I say, there's about 50 approximately reports, and those reports are in different sections. So these are activity reports, cases, support reports, and so on. I've got 4 pages of reports here, so we can go through and look at all of the opportunities, and you can click on one of those and print off your opportunities here, and that's an example report, so you can print them off. You can export data to a CSV or Excel file. You could chart it. You could create a bar graph or a pie chart from it. So a number of ways of manipulating data and reporting on any information in workbooks. And then once you've run that report, thinking, well, what do I want to do with it? Do I want to print it out? Do I want to export the data? Do I want to do something with it? Very easily done. So there we are, a quick run through the Workbooks interface. Very easy to use, very familiar look and feel with your Windows desktop, and we've got some little shortcuts here to some help resources for you. There's a very active YouTube channel for Workbooks, loads of videos for you to view, covering all different aspects of setup of workbooks and day-to-day use of workbooks and marketing with workbooks. We've got some dashboards there, so we can see information in more of a graphical format there. So here's an example looking at the sales pipeline by stage, or all opportunities outstanding right now, leads by source, open support issues by person. These dashboards are very easily customizable. Right, let me take you through the pricing now. So here we are. There's the 2 different editions that you've got to choose from, CRM edition or business edition. Business edition is a little bit more because it does more. That, remember, allows you to do your sales orders, invoices, credit notes, payment receipts, and purchase orders. So this is per user per year. You're billed annually in advance. There are some popular add-on options that we supply. For example, the Outlook add-on, the Outlook connector, as it's called, the Workbooks Outlook connector, is a very popular add-on, and that's an extra £48 per user per year, allowing you to integrate your emails and share your calendar, tasks, and contacts. Also, budget for any assistance. Be realistic about your needs. Do you want help? Are you busy in your own business? My company, we specialize in setting up CRM systems. Over the last couple of decades, we've implemented over the UK and further afield nearly 3,000 separate installations now. We've got a tremendous amount of experience in working with different companies and setting the whole system up for them and training their staff on how to use the system. So you can get us to do the whole thing for you, or maybe you want to do what we call a guided implementation. So this might be a halfway house, if you like, where you subscribe to Workbooks and we give you an initial bit of training. It might be a few hours, it might be a whole day, it might be a couple of days, depending on the complexity of your requirements, what you want to do with Workbooks. We'll recommend to you the appropriate level of training, and then you go off and you actually implement the system yourself. You do your own imports and changing fields and all the rest of it, but we're still in the background to assist you if you get stuck. So you might want to consider a guided implementation there rather than a full turnkey solution where Wizard Systems are doing everything for you. Okay, so those are the sort of implementation options that we've got there. Right, so if you have any questions now, please type those into that little question panel. Be happy to answer any questions you've got there. Let's just see if we've got any questions so far. So first question from David. How do I alter the pick lists? Okay, so lots of fields in workbooks. If I go back to Alan's record, for example, let's do a quick search there on a client called Alan, and we've got these different drop-down lists here. So these are the pick lists. They're all maintained in the configuration part, David, of workbooks. You can go to configuration here, and in this customization section, I just expand that out, there's pick lists, and here's all the existing pick lists, and you create a new one from there. So that's where you access that information, David. Next question from George. Can you store attachment files on OneDrive? I'm not sure, George, what OneDrive is, but you can. As part of your subscription to workbooks, you get a storage allocation of 10 gigabytes. So you can store files against a client's record and other types of records in the system. So back here, George, to Alan's record. One way of doing this is on the Notes tab here. This is where you could store documents against this client. So I could create a new entry, and I could say here, what is the subject? So purchase order, whatever it might be. Here we are, there's that little Files tab, and we can upload a file here and choose a file, whatever it might be, and then upload it to the system. So we're uploading your files to the system. Also, relating to storing files, you can also hold in workbooks files that may not relate, documents that may not relate to specifically to a customer, but you may want to share amongst your colleagues. So in the marketing section here, there's an upload library. So we could be storing maybe product brochures, images, anything you want to. So there's another way of storing files there. Hopefully that answers your question there, George. Right, I don't think there's any more questions coming in there. So thanks both of you for those two questions. So just to wrap up, to summarize and draw this presentation to a close, if you want a more detailed discussion about workbooks and how it fits in with your company, please contact me or any of my colleagues to request more of a one-to-one presentation. There's a trial, there's a free trial for workbooks as well, so you can explore the system yourselves and set up your colleagues on that same system and put it through its paces. And during that trial you can get assistance from us if you've got any questions or queries on it. You know, feel free to call us. So if there's any further information you want, please call us or email me. Our website is wizard-systems.com or wizard-systems.co.uk. Get more information up there. But thanks very much for your time, and have a good day.